Welcome to Fan Club, where Cochise County residents share their hobbies and interests. This program is brought to you by the Toastmasters Clubs of Southeast Arizona, Area 5. Please help us make Fan Club the best it can be by leaving your questions and comments below. Today our guest is Walter Carbajal. Walter is a member of the Huachuca Toastmasters Club. Welcome, Walter.
Thank you so much, Lori. I'm excited for this podcast.
What is your hobby or interest?
So my hobby is actually playing guitar. It started about, I want to say, 15 years. And it's my father-in-law, actually, he's the one that taught me. We were at a wedding, and he brought his guitar with him. And from, that time on, I just took off. I was just up all night. He showed me a few chords, a C, a D, and an F chord, and I fell in love with it. So my hobby is playing the guitar.
So you started the hobby 15 years ago. How have you grown in that hobby? I know initially you said it was C, D, and F chords. Are you still primarily chording on the guitar, or are you doing more picking?
So that's the beauty with the guitar. It's so versatile. You could some days I'll decide to do some chord progressions. So I'll sit there and look it up because everything's available online now. So it makes it a lot easier. So it just depends what mood I'm in. That's why I really like the guitar melody. Some days I like to do melody. Right now, actually, I'm dabbling with some jazz chord progressions. For some reason, that's my calling right now, messing around with jazz chords. And
how many guitars do you own?
So let me see. I have 2 acoustics, an electric, and I have an electric that was actually my wife said that one day she still owes me a guitar at nighttime. She actually ran in it at night, and it fell over and just bling, it broke off the neck. But we try to repair it, but I'm in the market of wanting to replace it. But so 3 and 1 broken guitar.
Do you have a favorite guitar brand?
Actually,
Gibson?
No, I don't actually. I have an Ibanez. My electric one is a Washburn, and I'm still considered just a beginner. I guess intermediate, whatever. But so I'm. That's one thing is I'm in the market of wanting to get a new guitar, and I'm not just going to limit it to a particular brand. I actually want to go in now that I know more. Because I know when I was in the beginning, I was going there, so excited just to like pick up a guitar. But now that I know, they said that you can play them and it'll come to you. And that's where I'm at right now is I tend to go to different music stores, and I just taken my time to invest actually in a really nice guitar. But I don't really have a particular brand that I like. I'm more focused on the tone of a guitar and the feel of it.
Do you prefer nylon or steel strings?
Actually, I currently have a steel string guitar, and I do like the classical guitar. I know it's easier to play because you don't have to press so hard on the chord on your strings because they are nylon. But at the same time, though, the necks are wider, and it takes a lot of skill to make it sound like a really a classical guitar.
Why do you like playing the guitar?
So I thought about that. It's very meditative for me. I could get lost in music, and I've always loved music growing up. I love all genres of music. And I consider myself a late bloomer. I never joined band or nothing. And that's what my father-in-law, he always noticed I was tapping my knee. And he goes, "You never played an instrument?" And I said, "No." So I am a late bloomer, playing the guitar, but it's very meditative. You could take it anywhere. I love the outdoors, so depending, I could go up, up on the mountain, play, and jam with your friends. It's easy just to, connect that way.
Do you and your father-in-law have jam sessions?
We, not as much as we used to. I mean, he's getting up. He had some health issues and stuff like that. So now he's been trying to get back into it. He's in his 70s, and he's been trying. It's harder for him to hold it, for a long period of time. A friend that I met, Elliot, he plays the classical guitar, and one day we kind of connected that way. We just kind of jam out and feed off each other. I'll do a chord, he'll do some melody, and just vice versa, and we just kind of get lost in the backyard.
That sounds like a great friendship.
Yes.
What skills does playing guitar require?
Well, you have to be a lot of practice and patience, and I think just like letting go. You can't, once you're playing, you can't be so hard on yourself, because I remember when I first started, I would play a chord and I would just say, "Oh dang," I was so focused on trying to make it perfect. And I think by opening up, just keep going with it, I think that helped me out a lot. Is just kind of definitely a lot of practice, because you have to build your calluses on your fingers to play the steel. And if you stop, they become pretty tender. So you have to build your calluses on your fingertips. A lot of times too, narrowing down of what you want to play. There's so many genres to play. You have to set time. You have to set aside time to do it. And if you have a family, it's kind of hard. Working full time. That's one of the challenges that I have, is setting the time aside by the time I get home. And
please share one special memory you have of playing the guitar.
They call it, I guess, when you get it, you find yourself in the pocket. And one night I was just practicing, and for some reason everything just came to me at once, and to me I was amazing. And anything I was playing, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I just kept jamming out, and it was just hours and hours. And I will never forget that. I try to replicate that sometimes, but I never. But yeah, that was something a good memory that I had.
Do you have any goals for your guitar playing? And I realize that it's primarily a relaxation tool, a meditative situation. Would you like to play in front of people? Would you like to record at any point? Do you have any goals, or just to enjoy being able to play?
Actually, I would. I've been messing around with some lyrics and stuff, but eventually I would like to record. My brother-in-law, actually, his friend owns a studio, and over the weekend he was showing me the stuff that they were doing messing around. But yeah, I wouldn't mind just kind of going into the studio and just kind of messing around and looping different instruments with it.
Do you have any favorite guitarists?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm still exploring, different guitarists. I know, I'll like, like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I've been, listening to a lot of some gypsy jazz, Django Reinhardt, just different. The guy from Dire Straits. It's just
Mark Knopfler, yeah.
Mark Knopfler, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a favorite guitarist player. I like exploring different music that I haven't heard before, because there's so much out there.
That's all for now. Thanks to Walter Carbajal for being on our program, and thanks to our listeners for tuning in to Fan Club.